Hi, I'm Terry Mathis, CEO and founder of ProAct Safety. Welcome to this podcast. Wanted to talk to you a little bit about safety as a business. You know, we talk about safety as a business. We ought to talk about also, as Shawn's pointed out in a couple of his podcasts, business as safety. And what I wanted to talk to you about today has to do with safety strategy. You know, when I ask the average safety professional what their strategy is, they usually quote a goal rather than a strategy. They're talking about where they'd like to be and some of their downstream lagging indicators. They talk about goals that have been handed to them by their managers to accomplish this year. But I wanted you to think about this. If your goal was to reach a certain level, a numerical value in accidents, what if that goal was not about safety? What if it was about sales? What if it was about developing a new product? What if it was about opening a new business unit? How would you go about it differently than you're going about this accident reduction goal? You know what? I'll bet you'd do a little bit of research, wouldn't you? You'd go out and you'd look into this and you'd say, is this the best place to put this new business unit? Is there a market for this new product? You know, do I have my homework done? Am I going about this in a logical way? You wouldn't jump into it and say, okay, I'm going to make this happen somehow blindly. I'm going to do it with old technology. You know, when old technology has produced the level of results you're at, if you keep doing it, it's going to keep producing that level of results. If you don't do something dramatically different, you're not going to dramatically change the results. Now, a business plan also would have to do with marketing. Would you get the key people involved? What kind of message would you send to them? What kind of goal would you have for that message? What kind of reaction would you want because you sent that message out to those people? Would you want to enlist their participation? Would you want to get them sympathetic with your goal? Would you want to get them better understanding and supporting the efforts that are going to get you there? We do that in business, we tend to skip it in safety, and we do it to the detriment of our own results. Now, one of the other things that we do in business is if we were going to launch a new product, open a new business unit, we would define right up front how we were going to measure success. What will success look like, and what are the metrics that tell us that we're getting there? Now, we already have metrics in safety, right? We know what our accident rate is. Our goal is to get it down to this. We've already got the metric. No. That's your lagging indicator. What about your process indicator? How do you know if the things you're doing to get you there are actually happening? If they're actually working? You know if your plan's working, but do you know if you're working your plan? That's what key process indicators are all about. Are we doing the things that our strategy says we have to do to get these results? Back up, those of you who are business unit leaders, corporate leaders, and ask yourself, do I run safety like a business? Do I use my business tools to accomplish the goals that I've set for my poor safety professional, or do I just expect them to somehow miraculously fail a little bit less this year than they did last year? Good question to ask, and it develops some good strategies to help you get there. Thanks for joining us on this podcast. I hope these ideas are beneficial to you. And if you have other ideas or suggestions that we could cover on podcast, please send them to us. We'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks, and join us again soon.